Hey there, it's Patmos and nice of you to join me as we are going to continue our Rags to Riches challenge. Last time we did mow our complete grass field. It's now saying that it's harvested and we put all of that grass in our new bunker. And it looks nice and it's fermenting now. We have 45,000 liters of silage. That should make us some nice money. Just have to see as it ferments. Now, I have a question for all of you, because I tried this after I put it in this game. I was like, oh, this is cool. I'm going to do this in my own game as well. But then when it was fermented, you can remove the tarp on one end and on the other end. And I did that, and I picked up the forage wagon, and I started getting the silage out to sell it. But then there was a little bit of silage left in a corner at the edge of the tarp. And I couldn't pick that up, and apparently that wouldn't remove the rest of the tarp. So now I'm stuck with most of the silage still in the bunker, and I can't remove the tarp anymore. So is there a way to prevent that or to fix that? If you know that, please let me know, because I want to continue with that game. But right now, I have just over 40,000 liters of silage dumped in a bunker, and I can't use it, which is a bit sad. So if you have an idea for that, let me know. Right now, I'm thinking that we should probably get into some contract work. And if we take a look at that, we can see we have deadwood and we have fertilizing contracts. Now, one fertilizing contract is pretty close to the deadwood. The other one is in town and the other one should be right there. So those are all close. So what I want to do is accept these contracts, and then we're just going to make sure that all these contracts happen. We make a little bit of money, and then I guess at some point we're just going to skip to the next month. And with that, we hopefully ensure that we do get the money in that we will need in the end to make some serious money. Ah, there's the forks, but I need to drive a little bit different to actually hook them on. And then after we do all of that, we have to start thinking about making money. In this case, more money. And one way to do that, of course, is to sell our silage later on. And that's something that I really want to do. I want to make a lot of money that way. And we still sell the greens that we buy, the lettuces. So there's stuff that we do to make money. But I think we should think about more ways to make money. Now, I've been getting some suggestions from all of you. Like I should get a sawmill to make more money. Or I should get animals, which is also interesting. But I do think the sawmill is an interesting idea. So that might be one that we're actually going to go for at some point. So I might just go for buying that sawmill at some point, but it'll cost us 36,000. And we need an efficient way to transport the logs that we get from deadwood contracts onto our lot. So I'm still thinking about how we actually should manage that and how we should do that. So yes, I will try that at some point, but it's going to take quite the investment in terms of money. Not just for the sawmill, 36,000. I mean, we still have another 14,000 before we can even think about that. We also have to make sure that we get equipment, either a big car that can handle the big logs, or I believe there's something of a winch or something in the game that you can have to pull stuff. I've been getting some suggestions for that as well, but I'll just have to see how that goes and how we can do with it. So hopefully that will be something for the future. But before we can do any of that, no, I don't want to go there. I want to go into this car. We have to make sure that we make some more money first. So let's go ahead with that. Now, we did take 2 fertilizing contracts, and there's a third ready for us. So I think we need some extra fertilizer. That should be right up there. Yep, I can see it already. So let's pick that up before we do anything else, because that might be important. So that we don't have to make any stops. We can hopefully just fertilize everything at one go. I guess I'll have to lower these forks, as I guess they're called, so that we can actually pick up the pallet. Let me see if this actually works, so that I need to lower it even further. Nope, this works. Good. Let's just get it all up. And then let's drive towards both the first fertilizing contract and the deadwood, and from there we can see what we're going to do. Now here we are on the way, and as you can hopefully see, I found a way to improve the graphics. Or actually, to be honest, I didn't find a way. Rodog found a way. So I did a lot of recordings because I was very enthusiastic about this series, and I made a whole bunch of recordings, and I then started editing them and uploading them, and all of the recordings were pristinely sharp. They're perfect. And then I edited them and uploaded them. And apparently the uploads are very blurry. And I'm very sorry about that. I didn't notice that in time. So episode 1 to 6 are pretty blurry. And that is not on my end. That is on YouTube's end, having to do with the encoder and stuff. Now, there might be stuff that I can change that will make it better, that I simply don't know of. But what I do know with the help of Roadhog is that if I upscale my videos from 1080p to 4K, YouTube starts to treat them differently, and I actually get better results. They actually just seem as better quality when you watch them on YouTube. So that's already one thing for you to do. If you watch this, make sure that you watch it in 4K, and if you can't, then do it in 1440p, because it will actually increase the quality of what you're watching, and it should look a lot better. So make sure you do that, because it really does help. But there might be more ways and better ways to get the quality up. So if you know about that, if you know of ways for me to raise the quality of my, basically the farming simulator videos, because I don't really have issues with a lot of other videos, let me know. How can I make the quality even better so that my streams look perfectly sharp? I checked some other YouTubers and I found that there are more people actually struggling with it, like that all the bushes around you and stuff get all blurry all the time, especially when you're moving quite fast. So that seems to be a thing that a lot of people struggle with. But yeah, if you know a way to fix that easily, or maybe it doesn't have to be easy as long as I can just handle it, please let me know, because I would love to make perfectly sharp videos on YouTube. And they are perfectly sharp when I record them. It's just that afterwards it goes bad. So if you can help me out, that would be great. Now let's go do that Deadwood contract, see how that goes, and if the graphics are actually good. I hope so, but we'll have to figure it out. Probably just have to drive here. I don't know if I can really drive up this though, so let's try. If my tractor has the power to actually drive up here. If not, then we might just park at some point. Seems to struggle a bit. But we'll get up there slowly. Yeah, slowly but steadily we get up there. Might be nice if we get our tractor up here though, because then we can probably drive down pretty fast and be on our way, so that can be good. Alright, here we are. Now of course we don't have any money for a sawmill yet, so I'm not going to take logs and stuff, because there's no use taking them right now, because you can't really handle them and do anything with them. And as soon as you end the contract, they disappear. Except when you have put them into your sawmill, then they won't disappear. That's why we're not doing anything with it right now. Because, well, I can take them home, but as soon as I end this contract, they will disappear anyway. So there's no use yet. We'll do that once we get the sawmill. And probably something like the winch or a good car that can drag all of our stuff. Until then, we'll just do these contracts for the money. But yeah, I am still very excited about this game. And I'm hoping that if everything holds up and the quality is good and stuff, that I can do a lot more episodes. And maybe even do some different series. I've been playing myself and also with Little One on the Highlands fishing map. It is great. I love the Kin Lake map. It is so cool. Very well done. A bit tough sometimes with all the... Like, you can drive through a lot of bushes from field to field, but of course that's no fun, so I try not to do that. But some of the gates are pretty small and stuff. Luckily on the starter farm you start out with some easy equipment. That's not too big, but I guess it can get really tough at some point if you have some bigger equipment. So it's a very interesting map to play. Let's see, I need 2 more trees. I see one over here, I think. 2. Okay, good. I think these are the 2 that I still have to do then. Always check for the mark. Yes. So yeah, that's an interesting map, and maybe at some point I'll do a series on that as well. And of course we already do the streaming series on Sunday. I hope I can get the quality up on that one a bit too, so that looks better too, because I mean it's fun playing with friends and all, but I guess you all also want to have a little bit of good quality, so hopefully I can meet those expectations now. Thanks anyway for watching this. This is very much appreciated, and of course if you have any suggestions or anything, let me know in the comment section. I respond to it, I read them all, and who knows, maybe you have a brilliant idea either for the game or for how to improve my graphics, so just let me know. Let me finish the contract first. That's another 1200. And now we're going to go for the 2 fertilizing contracts. Let me just accept them both. I think what we can do is just carefully drive down here. I said carefully. Ah, see, there goes the pallet. I was afraid of this. I was afraid of this and I didn't want it to happen, but it did. Alright, well, that went smoother than I thought, actually. Let me just raise this so... Oh, no, brake. Don't go too fast or it will fall off again. Alright, well, that's something I'm not going to do again. And I might just put this down now. And make sure to, I don't know, pick it up properly. But I think we didn't pick it up properly right now. Okay, I think this might be better. Yep, okay, this is good. This is good. Now we're slowly going to drive towards where we have to be. Well, this was exciting. Some nice jumping around on some hills and stuff. But hey, here we are. Hope it didn't damage my tractor too much, but I think we are okay. We now just have to get to the road, which is already its own achievement, I guess. But yeah, here I think we can reach the road. Then we'll just have to follow the main road, I believe. I do know my way around Zelonka for a little bit, so that's nice. The only thing is I've been playing on Kinlake so much that I now have to get used to driving on the right side again, because I tend to really like drive on the left side of the road as well on Kinlake then, because, you know, that's how the map works, so I try to adjust and do it that way. I think that's fun. How do you do that? Let me know in the comments if you have the same thing, that like if you play on Kinlake you just change how you behave because they drive on the left side of the road and stuff, or how do you do that? Now we are off to do 2 more fertilizing contracts. It's still early in the day though, so there might be some more contract work to be done. Not 100% sure though. Could also just not do those fertilizing contracts and go home and sleep or something, but thing is, we probably should be making a lot of money right now to make sure that we can pay for either the sawmill or something like that. Although that could already be interesting when we sell the silage. Alright, let's try this sideways so that we don't make too big of a bump here. Yep, there we go. Perfect. And now let's hit this, see where we need to start with the lines. There we go. Let's start doing this job now so that we get some extra money in. I believe this was also not that much money, like only 600, so not a lot of money, but you know, money is money, and it's not the hardest jobs out there anyway, so we could probably do this. And the only downside to this little bucket is that it is so small. But hey, you know, let's not complain, let's just have fun. There we go. Let's continue. Might have to do that little stretch to the right, but I'm actually trying to not having to do that. So hopefully by doing all of this in a good manner, we make sure that we are done once we do these 3 lines that we're riding right now. And this is the second one. That would actually be better if that happens, because that'll save us that little extra trip where we're going to waste a lot of fertilizer on a very small line that we then still have to do. So hopefully this does the trick, but we'll see. We'll see. So far things seems to be holding, which is good. Had some issues with my graphics, where I put the graphics so high that the encoder on OBS started to struggle, which of course is not good, because that leads to shoot. Let me check the map. Where did we miss something? Yeah, we missed some stuff here and on that line. Well, maybe if we do this little bit, we already get it. But it's just 99%, so we could also just turn it on here and then see if we hit the 99. Yep, there we go. Alright, perfect. That's done. Sometimes you just miss out those little... Oh, it's 800 actually. Oh, that's better than I thought. Okay, let's move around. Let's go to the last field then. Do that one. And then we have some extra contract money in. Now, I've been talking all the time, which is fine, but the next field, you can listen to some music. Enjoy. And contract done. 1600 in the pocket. That is some nice money. There is another deadwood contract, but it's 6 trees. It's quite far out of the way. Sowing, weeding. Ooh, we have a weed. We actually have this weeder. So those can be interesting contracts. And then the deadwood. Yes, quite far out of the way. But I think these weeding contracts are pretty interesting. It's going to give me almost 4,600. That'll get us up to at least 30,000. That might be some interesting money. So I think we're going to do those 2 contracts, and that might just be the last 2 contracts of the day. And we're going to skip ahead with those a little bit. So I'll see you in a minute. Alright, both fields are done. That should give us a bit of money. 1,800, 2,800. That's nice, that's nice. Do we have like a deadwood contract close to where we are? Well, not that close. I'm not going to bother with that. I'm not going to do the fertilizing. We are just going to drive home in this pouring rain. Boy, there's a lot of rain. It's even hard to see everywhere and to know what you're doing on these fields, because sometimes it's really hard to actually see the field. But now we're going to head home, and I think we're going to just skip the rest of the day so that when we wake up in the morning after sleeping, the silage should be ready and we can get it out and make sure that we make a ton of money on it. So that will be a very nice thing to do. Now for that I'm going to head over to the shop. I'm going to do some repairs on our tractor because, well, it's already about a third in damage. So that's something that I really want to do, get this thing repaired. And then I think after that we need to maybe buy the scooping bucket so that we can scoop up some silage and make sure that the tarp removes everywhere, because that's going to be a hard one. But I have to see how that works and try that a bit. So that's one of the things that we're going to do. And then hopefully in the morning the silage is ready. We can make a good amount of money on it. And then we can decide if we're going to go for a sawmill and start working on that a little bit. Although I think it will be quite the investment and a lot of work. And I'm not so sure how much we're going to get out of that. Well, the other option is save up for another field. Work that grass field as well. I think it should be a grass field. Either a field that we can just sow in grass and get ready, or a field that has already got grass in it. And then that could be a way forward to creating a lot more silage to speed that up, since we have all of that equipment. So that will be the options right now. Let me first head to the repair area, because well, we need some repairs. Here we are. Maybe the weeder also needs some repairs, who knows. Let's get out, let's check. We do need to clean this machine as well, so let's head into the repairing. Let's repaint. No, let's just repair it. Yes, we can do that pretty cheap though, so that's good. Repairs usually don't cost that much. 794, that's not bad. Only 6. Yes, alright, all the repairs are done. We have a tip-top condition tractor now. And, well, you know, let's get into this view. And let's check back at the farm. I'll see you there. Alright, back at the farm, still in the pouring rain, and we have some cleaning up to do. We got quite dirty, so that'll be something. And then once this is done, I think I have a plan. Because we need to skip ahead till tomorrow. I want to get working on the silage. I think we can really make some good money on the amount that we have. So, and that can really move us into making a plan for the next day. Because right now it's a bit tough to figure out what we're going to do next, because we don't know how much money we'll have. So it's easy for me to say, oh, we're going to do some contract work or whatever. But, you know, you never know. So we'll just wait and see. Let's see, pallet fork, 70% dirty. That's really dirty. Just have to make sure it really cleans up well. It's very good to keep your tractor clean. I would like to repaint it as well, but that's so costly. We'll only do that, 5% dirt. We'll only do that when we really have a lot of money going on, which we don't. Alright, tractor should be clear. I think we should do the weeder as well. That's pretty dirty. It says up to 80%. Now it's going down. Ah, this is looking better. Yep, there we go. 30%. Nice. We have everything clean. 3, 2, 1. There we are. Alright, let's put this back. Let's get back into the tractor. Now, we're going to do it the following way. I'm going to put away the weeder first. I'm going to put away my forks, because I want to use those forks here on the farm, but not right now, because I want to get the scooping buckets to make sure that we can always open up all of the items in the silage bunker, because there are some issues with that. So I am going to skip time now. I will be watering the greenhouses, then I'm going to sleep at the house. And when I'm done, you'll be back seeing me, and we'll go buy a scooping bucket, drive home, and then we'll work on the silage. So that's what's going to happen right now. And I'll just completely skip ahead so you don't have to watch all of this. I will just be making sure that we get water into our greenhouses. So I'll see you tomorrow morning. Well, good morning. Here we are back at the tractor at our house, and we're now going to go to the shop. Took me a bit of time to get done yesterday. Took me almost 10 runs to fill up both the greenhouses just with water. I do think we have a lot of lettuces though, so that might be something to work on soon. I really hate these bumps. That's something that this map should fix, because it's not normal that a tractor does that, but okay. So here we are at the shop now. And what we're going to buy is a scooping bucket, just to make sure that we don't get into any trouble with the field, or with the silage bunker, I'm sorry. So that's what we're going to do. Then we're going to drive straight home, because I think somewhere around 9, if I did the math correct. Well, let's just get the cheapest one. The silage should be ready, and if it's ready, we should be able to start loading it up and then sell it somewhere. And all in all, we'll slowly get more and more equipment. Now we got the scooping bucket already, so I kind of like the idea of really slowly expanding our little operation. And I really hope that the more work we can do on our little operation, the nicer it's going to get. So I'm kind of hoping that we can slowly start to do less and less contracts now. I think we should be able to, but sometimes we really might need some extra money or something like that, so that's something. But yeah, when we get to the farm, we can get to the silage and maybe work on that, and then we can also make some plans for the future. Now, if you know the map, then you know that there's no grass fields anywhere close, so if we buy another field, we'll also have to get stuff like a plow and a seeder that we all don't have yet. The upside is that if we have all of that equipment, we get to do a few extra contracts, or different contracts basically. So that would be nice, that we can not only do fertilizing or weeding, but we can also do maybe plowing or some seeding anywhere. But since we are at the end trying to just get off of doing contracts, I'm not so sure what the worth will be. But hey, it's fun to do some different works. But we have to take that into account if we start buying extra fields, that we might have to get a plow or something. So right now, most of the fields in the game are sown in because it's spring, it's May. But it could be that at some point, of course, fields get harvested and that they are emptied out. And that could be the right time to actually buy a field so that we don't have to do any plowing, we just can cultivate it. And we already have a cultivator. So one of the things that we actually could do is just work our grass field, do a few contracts, work on the silage, and then when the fields around us are empty, just buy maybe even 2 or 3 fields at one go, because that should be doable by then, because we made some nice money. Now, just to let you see, I did fill up these, although they probably, yep, they already lost quite a bit of water because I filled them and then we slapped. But there's plenty of lettuce around. There's even 600 still in, so that's 4 pallets and a little bit extra. And in here too, so that's 8 pallets of lettuce. What's the lettuce price at the moment? Let me quickly check. Not good, not bad. 1,800 for a pallet. Well, 8 pallets. That's like 12,000. That's nice money. So that can be something that we will do as well. Sell off some of our lettuce. Price will only get lower and then start to raise. So this could be one of the last months to actually sell our lettuce and then save it up for the next winter. And now here we are at our bunker. And now I'm curious, is it ready or not? I don't think it's ready yet. Ooh, 96%. So I think as soon as we hit 9 o'clock, it'll be ready. So one of the things we could probably already do is hook up our forage wagon. And then use our front scoop as well to make the tarp go away. And then with the forage wagon, we can immediately start to pick up silage and go find a place to sell it to, see what money it makes. Now, there should only be... How much can it be in this car? I think like 1,600? 8,000 or something? Or 16,000 liters? I don't know. Should be a good amount of silage though, but look at how dirty it is. And since we have to wait another 7 in-game minutes, on speed 5 of course, so that's not too bad, why not take the time to clean this little baby? So what do you think I should do? Should I invest my money into forestry, so that we can make some money that way? Although it will be a lot more work to carry the trees and stuff, so I think there will be less to do in a single episode. Or should I just invest my money in getting the extra fields as soon as they are harvested, so that we don't have to do all the work on the fields and we can still get them all? What would you say? Let me know. I'm going to actually turn around because I want to enter the bunker from the other side. Don't know why, it just feels like that's the correct side to get in. So let's head this way. It's just 3 more minutes. I think at 9, at the hourly pace, it will just switch around, so we'll see. And then we have to probably open up the tarp at some point. And then you can only do the 2 sides, but then with the scooping bucket, we should be able to make sure that the rest opens up as well. All right, it's almost 9. Here we go. Does it work? Does it work? Who knows? Yes, bunker is done fermenting. There we go. So we can't open this. We can open this side. See, there we go. And now we're going to use both the scooping bucket and the back unit. So let's lower it. Let's also lower the bucket. Let's see if we can get rid of some of the tarp already. I didn't use the terrain tool, so it might be a little bit bumpy. Let's turn on the back unit. Yep, there we go. Let's see if it works now with the... oh, probably have to raise the scooping bucket a bit. Yep, there we go. Will it work? Will it work? As soon... Yep, okay, there we go. Good. So now I'm just going to raise this and then empty it out. There we go. And now we're first going to load up our trailer a bit. Let's see if we can get a nice amount of silage in. Probably have to get some in from the sides as well to really make it empty. So let's go. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Wow, look at this. This is nice. This is nice. 4,000, 6,000. Yep. Ooh. There's a lot, I think, that we can get in here. Now, I'm going to try and remove the last tarp by lowering the bucket again. And see if we can now remove the last tarp as to not run into any issues. There we go. Oh, yeah, it already removed that bit. Yeah, okay, all the tarp is gone now. So let's raise this. Let's empty it out. There we go, perfect. Okay, bucket's empty. Machine is still on, so we can just drive over it, try and fill it up completely, and then later on we can... Oh, it's full already. There we go. Don't have to lower the pickup. We just have to find a place to sell this off now. Ooh. Oh, I think we are very close to check the silage. Yep. What's the best place? The animal dealer. Okay, let's go to the animal dealer. Now, it looks like, wow, there's an impressive graph. There must be a big price change, but the price change is only 5. So, and this is actually pretty high. So let's tag the animal dealer. Let's look on the map. It is... Where's the animal dealer? Oh, there, above field 36. Okay, nice. Let's head that way and let's sell off our first batch of silage for 225 a liter per thousand liters. So that's 16 times that. So I guess somewhere around 3,000-4,000 for one thing. I don't know. I'm not that good at math. Off we go. And well, we have some more. We have 16,000 liters into our car now. We had like 55,000. So that is 16, 32, 48. So 3 carts and a little bit. That is the deal that we should have right now. So 3 times at least what we're bringing in now. And then a little bit extra. And that will help us with the calculations to see how much we got. This is an easy way to work with it though. You just put it in the bunker, drive over it a bit, cover it up, and off we go. So it's not that hard work. It's just a little bit time consuming, but not even that's bad. It's taking a long time. For now, driving there is taking a longer time than getting it into this little forage wagon, so no problems there. And now we'll just have to see what we get out of this and make plans accordingly. Now, I do feel that if we actually go for getting more fields instead of getting like a forestry business or something, that it would be wise, do I have to get in here? Yes. To do a few contracts so that we really step up on our money and have enough money to at least buy 2 extra fields and maybe even 3. So that'll be part of what we decide. But for now, I'm just very happy with how this rolls. There we go, there we go. This should be the sell-off place. Hope it works. Yeah, we do get the message. Alright, let's drop it off. 27,934. What will that run into? Oh, wow. 2930. Yep, 3,000 right now. 3,637. Well, we get that 2 times more, so that's at least another 7,000. Nice, then we're almost up to 40,000. I guess we can get up to almost 40,000 with all that we have left. And then I think 1 more month and we can start to get back into the grass business and start cutting grass again. But I'm not sure. We'll have to check. Now it takes 4 months every time to grow fully, so that's gonna take a little bit longer. But well, that's also not a problem. We just have to be a bit patient. And that's where contract work come in. We just do 1 or 2 contracts, then skip another day, and it's soon, before you know it, we're working on our own fields again. Right, let me drive home. Sorry people, I'm gonna go first. Fill up this thing again and do the next runs, and you can watch all of that while listening to some music. Alright, that's all the silage as far as I could tell. Now, somehow we lost a little bit, I think, because I thought we had 54,000 and there's only 16,000 in one of these. So I think we lost a little bit somewhere, but it's okay. I mean, compared to how much we made on the grass, I don't think if we can still see that, but sold products here, harvest income. No, we can't see the earlier harvest incomes, but this is pretty good. We made 10,600 on harvest income. We didn't do any contracts yet. We haven't done too many contracts lately. We should get some product sales as well today when we do the lettuces. But I think we made some nice money this way. And at least it is a lot more than we made on the grass. So we've made the next step into becoming a nice rich farmer by not selling grass anymore, but now selling silage. Let's head back to the farm and continue our adventure. Alright, well, I think we did quite some work this episode. We managed to get the silage ready and sold. We did a few contracts. We made some nice money, 38,500. In 2 months, our grass will be ready again. I filled up all of these again. And now we just need to sell some lettuce soon. I think there's 4 pallets out here. There should be 4 out here, maybe even 5. Yep, there's another one in there, so there's 5. That means 9 pallets to sell. But we're going to save that all for the next episode. So for now, all I'm going to say is thank you very much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. If you have not done so, please subscribe to my channel. Leave all your comments in the comment section. I will respond to them. And then, of course, I hope to see you in a brand new video. Thank you so much, and bye-bye.